Anyone that is on the internet, particularly any site where you're making videos and you don't make disclaimers according to the user guidelines and instructions of that site, you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit at this point. It honest to goodness shocks me that at a minimal people don't put a quick disclaimer in front of their videos. Lots of people don't do this, and I fail to understand why, given the fact, now any of your stuff from the past, that makes sense, but as a website updates, you're gonna have to move with it despite the fact that it can be a pain in the neck. So when you all watch my videos here on the Evergreen Wave, and you watch my videos on my Tara Helms channel, you'll notice this disclaimer that comes up. So to save people a lot of time, because I know somebody's going to eventually bring it up, a person I'm not going to say that watches videos on both my channels already asked me where I got the disclaimer, and I told them. Okay, we're going to start with the disclaimer since this is going to take the longest. When you write a disclaimer, do not go and lift a disclaimer directly from another content creator, okay? There's another YouTuber that I'm subscribed to that's larger than me but would never see this video because they're busy anyway, that did that exact thing, and that person's lawyer reached out and threatened to sue. And it could have been a big embarrassment for her brand. When you write these disclaimers, and I'm telling you now, you need to write one, do not directly lift a disclaimer or most of the wording from a disclaimer from someone else's website, someone else's YouTube channel. Do not do it. And be careful about, okay, disclaimers that are entirely too vague or like less than a paragraph. You need to have specifics about what that should say. Okay, so how did I write mine? Free, not free, I don't know why it's free. Fair use, you need to be able to read the actual literature behind fair use and go to the website, okay, and read up on fair use. So that's the United States Copyright Office, their chapter 1, and in there it tells you what constitutes fair use. You have to understand, when you read government documents, it's not in grammatical English, meaning they write things in such a way that you're going to have to sit there and break it down and interpret it to your own self, because while most things are ambiguous, very few are straightforward. So when I wrote this disclaimer, what I had taken the time to do is go read chapter 1 of the United States copyright laws to constitute what is fair use, and to know how to write and articulate what is and isn't infringement. Number 2 thing you need to keep in mind that can help you. You can go online and read the samples of people's copyright disclaimers, okay? And the disclaimer of use of materials and information and things like that. What you have to be careful about, again, as I explained with the other content creator, is using disclaimers that belong to someone else and looking almost as if you completely ripped theirs, okay? There was a third and final thing, and I have my head, be honest, I do be forgetting things a lot. What I'll impress on you is this is the best way to explain the third and final one, because I had a brain fog. Be careful about your disclaimer in every video every single time you rushing through it. Okay, for every video. I know that's the boring stuff. People, yeah, you gotta give a disclaimer, yeah. But in the future, I can see someone saying, oh, their disclaimer never gives you enough time to actually read it and stuff. That's why, if you notice, sometimes my disclaimer will stay on the screen for almost a minute on both channels. There's a reason for that. The bottom line is you need to write this piecemeal according to each of your different channels if you have more than one in the agenda associated with that channel. I made mine so vague that it can fit both the Evergreen Wave and my Tara Helms channel. Now, again, go study disclaimers. Go to Chapter 1 of the United States Copyright Office. This is something you need to do whether you're monetizing or not. I don't ever plan to monetize on YouTube. I will say that my Cash App might start dropping this year. If you're going to donate me anything, that's how you're going to do it. I have no desire to monetize on this platform. None whatsoever. The second disclaimer is one that goes without saying, right? And it's concerning minors. And you all notice that I embed that in my videos. See, the reason that I embed the minor clause in my videos is because YouTube came out with this thing, is this for kids or not for kids? And although it allows you to mark that it is not for kids, trust and believe someone who's about 12 or whatever years old or under the age of 18 will go to your videos anyway. It shocks me that I have stopped and paused videos and read disclaimers and see nothing in the disclaimers that warn minors do not come onto my page. And the reason that that is important is that if it's embedded in your video, then you can save yourself a lot of heartache and time in the future. Because understand, when they changed that law, it didn't stop people from, or these kids from going on to your videos anyway. That way, if some overzealous parent who know their kid knows better but it's easiest to sue you, can't come back and say, well, there was nothing in the video that said it wasn't for minors. Now again, any video in the past, YouTube didn't have that disclaimer back then. That's on you if you want to go back and do that. But when they started that for it is or isn't for kids, if you're not 18 years old, I just don't prefer you on my video. Despite some of these videos being very tame, particularly on the Evergreen Wave, we only really get into business and cautionary tales of life and how you can move forward. I just don't prefer you to be on my videos because I don't want the headache of having to go to court and then be told, well, ideally you could have done this, because I know that disclaimer might come off as minute to some people. And look, if you're not going to embed it in your video, you still need to put it down in your comment section. Have it somewhere so visible that it's well known. Because YouTube upgrading that terms and conditions or that terms of use doesn't change the fact that somebody's kid, and this is any website, even if you got Instagram, you got TikTok, you got Snapchat. It is not going to stop somebody from suing you because you did not make that thing visible enough. And in this society, they'll say you are an adult and you should have known better. I think it's nuts, and this is my opinion, if you're going to do these videos, business or no business. I think it's nuts if you have yet to put up a disclaimer on any of your websites. and yet you say you take this seriously. At this point, you just setting yourself up to be sued. All right, y'all need to go and depending on what works best for your brand, start writing disclaimers, because as this economy continues to fall and people desperately need money, because yeah, we know that's coming, because you didn't put a disclaimer, and if you make a claim to something on your videos or they perceive that you did, it can come back to bite you. Write those disclaimers.